Hello everyone, welcome to a special interview we have today here with Micah Barnett, tight end for the Rice Football Owls of Rice University, and captain as well too. How you doing, family?
I can't complain. Bye week, so I'm getting to chill a little bit.
But how is the bye week, especially the grind of the spring, regular season, summer season as well? How's that been?
Man, we've been going since like July 30th. Ooh. Yeah, all the way till now. So it's good to get a little rest. Coach Abel has done a phenomenal job of like getting our legs back. Right. To us. So it's good. It's been good for us.
For sure, for sure. What is people, hear bye week, whether it's in the NFL, college football, what does that, typically look like? Because I know like new rules, sometimes you can't be at the facility, stuff like that too. So how is that?
I mean, we have 2 bye weeks now, which I wasn't used to, in high school. But it's really, you practicing, you still practice normal. But, practices are like a lot shorter. Like our practices this week were maybe like an hour 20, like, if that. We don't practice all week, just to get us off our legs, but, still like maintain, so we don't get rusty throughout the week,
Right, for sure. That's good. Well, I guess we can kind of get into the, full lengthy interview. And then with that being said, of course, you now being a senior in college and ultimately where you are now, do you ever have time, to reflect on your journey so far or, like being a student athlete at the overall stage that you're at right now?
Yeah, I kind of did reflect, as you know, I started off as a walk-on. And I played, as a true freshman, played, as a true sophomore, played as a true junior, but I didn't ever receive, a full scholarship, you know what I'm saying? Until Coach Abel got hired on. Right. We went through winter workouts, went through spring ball. Then I ultimately ended up, earning the right to be a captain. And also before fall camp, he put me on scholarship, I was happy because it was like, at that point, you're always asking God, like, right. When am I going to put on? Like, I feel like I should have been put on, this and that. But it wasn't God's plan for me to be put on in that, right. in that sense. And I didn't know, like, what God was doing in that time. It's a verse that says, I think, don't quote me on it, yeah. Right? Uh-huh. But I think it's Psalms 46 and 10. It's like, be still and know that I am God. Right, yeah. So through the whole process, I was being still, knowing that he's God and knowing that he's working, sure. In the underlying factors. So he ended up, giving me a scholarship. And then, I don't know, God's been blessing me throughout this whole thing because you see where I came and then where I am right now. It's like, dang, like a lot of people would kill to have like a college career that I had, right.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then being at Rice, on the academic side as well. As a freshman, I didn't really know like the weight that it held, to be honest with you. But like as you grow and as you mature, you're like, dang, like actually getting a Rice degree is like very beneficial. Like it's very well respected around the world. So yeah, so that's how I kind of reflected.
For sure, yeah. And then like what you said about God, just knowing that, stuff maybe happen like we don't understand, but like in His timing, like it just works out perfectly for sure. So it's a blessing for sure. Also, you talked about Coach Abel, obviously your new head coach, new regime. Talk about that relationship because I know you had some previous recruiting history with him and stuff like that too. How did that come full circle, and how like cool is that to see how ultimately it is now with him being the head coach at Rice?
Well, it's crazy because I committed to Coach Abel. Right. And I don't know, throughout that time I committed to him, I did feel like a kind of connection, right? But I guess, like again, it was just all God's timing. It wasn't the time for me to play under him then. And then whenever I saw that he literally got hired, I was like, Coach Abel. So I looked him up, I was like, no way. You know what I'm saying? Like I immediately called my mom. I was like, Mom, you know Coach Abel got hired on? She was like, who? I was like, Coach Abel, like, Davidson coach. He's like, he recruited me. She's like, oh, look at God, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just crazy, how he can align things, like, whenever you wait and whenever you work, you know what I'm saying? And you keep the same attitude and you obviously, live for him. Like, it's just crazy how he can just align things, like, and how he can move and open doors. And then Coach Abel, like, he's really made me fall back in love with the game of football. Like, his whole coaching staff, like, the strength staff, all of it. Like, they're very genuine people. They're rooted in faith as well. And that's why I know, like, this won't fail because whenever you put God into it and anything that you do, like, nothing will ever fail. So, Coach Abel, it's going to be special. He's going to bring Rice to a special place.
With this being the first year in the program as well, too, that's just a cool thing to see. And I like, also one more thing about, Coach Abel coming in. Like, obviously people leave and transfer portal and stuff like that, too, but, like, how was he able to, like, convince guys to stay and stuff like that as well, too? Obviously, you were going to say because, you had that relationship with him and already respected him, but, like, like for other players, like, roommate Davion and stuff like that, too.
Right. He really came in the first day and he was like, you don't earn my trust, I give it. That's kind of like backwards for a lot of people. Sometimes people gotta like
earn it.
Yeah, exactly. But he's like, no, I give it. Like he already put that faith into us, so that kind of made it easy to put our faith into him as well. Plus, the person that he is and how genuine he is, like anything that he said, it has been done. Like you know what I'm saying? He's a true players coach, so he's really good.
So now getting that be out of the way in terms of like currently at Rice, and we'll circle back to that, of course. I want to talk about who first inspired you, to play sports, and ultimately what led to football becoming your favorite sport or the sport that you wanted to pursue the most.
Well, I mean, you already know, like, our family is full of athletes.
Right.
And I'll always say I'm the least talented in our family, to be honest with you.
I mean, hey.
Like, no, like, for real, like, it's just, there's so many people that should have been in the league and, circumstances that withheld them from going to the league.
Right, but ultimately your intangibles, man.
Yeah.
To reach for God as well.
Exactly. So it's like, that aspect. And obviously, like, Carl Jr., you know what I'm saying? Me and you, we were little kids, in Uncle Carl's and Aunt Rosin's house, and then we see Carl Jr. at UH games, stuff like that. I remember, like, me putting, like, a little, the little measuring oranges, like, thinking that was a mouthpiece, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, just really our family, that kind of inspired us to, go into football. So.
And then, just tell me about your evolution in football in terms of like your position change in high school. Also, like what do you have to do to transition into becoming a skilled player offensively, and then your training. What led you to Rice after also being previously committed to Navy?
So I started off in 9th grade as a D lineman, O lineman, then just changed straight to like center, sophomore through senior year. Then senior year, I was center for like 2 games. Switched to tackle, just what the team needed at the time.
Right.
Obviously I'm getting recruited for offensive line. But then Coach Nelson, our H-back got hurt like the second game. And then Coach Nelson called me in, I think it was after Clear Falls game, our first district game. And he was like, hey, I know you're getting recruited for O-line. You don't have to say yes to this, but we feel like you can help us out at H-back, we feel like it'll be best for the team right now, this is what the team needs. And I was like, man, if this is what the team needs, then yeah, like, because I have full trust in Coach Nelson. Like, he's up there with Coach Abel, like, he's one of my best coaches I ever played for. Like, I love him to death. So I completely trust him. And then really, like, just trusting God, too, like, not knowing his plan, which is kind of crazy, After I moved to H-back, that's when, like, offers started coming in, like, Navy, then Rice offered me a PWO for a fullback and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was actually kind of crazy. And then speaking on, like, the Navy commit as well, I went up to the OV. It was an amazing campus. I committed there. But lucky didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have a peace in my heart.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew I had to, like, change something. So called the coach, and then I called Coach Bloom at the time. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't feel right. But, like, once I was like, yeah, I'm going to come to Rice, like, it was like a weight just, like, lifted off me. I was like, okay, this is where I was supposed to be. Like, this is where God needs me to be right now. So.
And it's closer to home, too, as well. And then, like, I know, like, obviously, like, going to Navy, that's a prestigious team too as well. But, like, all the other responsibilities, too, off of the field. I feel like, yeah, I mean, it ended up working out for you, too. So, I mean, it's a blessing for sure. And so now when you look back to 2022, which was, the year you graduated high school, also, your freshman year going into that, when you first got to Rice, what was that transition like from high school to being a great high school athlete to ultimately adapting and acclimating yourself to being a college football player?
In high school, I was pretty disciplined, but you also have a lot of help from, like, I had a lot of help from my mom and my dad, too, like, say my alarm don't go off. My dad is, you know what I'm saying? He checking up on me like, Mike, it's so-and-so time, like, you gotta get up, right? So it's just like, you depending on that, in a sense, like, you don't know that you're really dependent on it until, like, you get out on your own. Like, I think I only overslept like one time, like my freshman year. I overslept one time for a lift, and I was like, I could have sworn like I was like, from then on out, I literally started like, what's like called setting like 2 alarms and everything like that, like from then on out. Yeah, so I was like, there's no way, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm a disciplined person, but I guess it's just like really being independent for real. Like in college, you gotta really grow up. Like you gotta become like mature. You think you're mature, but it's like so much that you can like learn and grow in college. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Because once people don't talk about it a lot too though, but like it's all on you. Like no one's gonna do it for you, give it to you, whether you're an athlete. Also grades and stuff like that too, especially college, especially like when you go to college, like your professors and stuff like that as well too. You're not doing the extra stuff that high school teachers do. It's pretty cool to think about as well too, with that transition. Also with your parents waking you up early as well. That's a beautiful thing. So at Rice, you've been awarded the Conference USA, when y'all were in the conference, of course, the Commissioner's Honor Roll in 2023, American Conference All-Academic 2024 and 2025, Honors Athlete in 2024, Campbell Trophy Semifinalist in 2025, and this year you're a team captain at Rice. So how much, obviously, football plays the biggest role too, but how much has academics, you talked about it a little bit earlier, but how much has that played a role in you being an athlete, and what do you want to explore with your major after football and just overall, with your major in college?
Well, crazy thing is I changed my major like 3 times. Like I came in, wanted to be an engineer. A little tough, with the football side. Yeah. But then I think back on it now, I was like, if I had the mindset that I have now, that I had in freshman year, I could have definitely pulled it off. Like, it wouldn't have been easy, but like I could have definitely pulled it off because now with my major in sport analytics, and it's a lot of stat classes, a lot of math classes, a lot of coding classes, and it's still, tough. And I was like, man, I need help. Like in high school, I never needed to go to a tutor or anything like that, right? But in college, you quickly learn, like, it's okay to get help, you know what I'm saying? Like, college is really meant to humble you, you know what I'm saying? Because, you getting, like, failing grades on tests, you're not used to that. But it's like, okay, maybe I just need to, pick my stuff up in the academic realm, more. Like, if I work hard in football, why not work hard, or do the extra work in studies? It goes the same way. Like, if you want to be better in football, you're going to do the extra work. If you want to be better in your studies, you're going to do the extra work as well. So I started going to drop-in studies, like different things like that. And then, I got the Campbell Award, this year because, I don't know, grades started coming up. I have like a 3.5 right now, GPA right now. So it's, So
that's a great thing, yeah, for sure. Just keep, because I remember like your freshman year and stuff like that, you're still getting acclimated to it as well too. But look at how far God brought you and just having that discipline as well too. So obviously now this is transitioning kind of, like game days and stuff like that too. So on game days, like what does your routine look like throughout your career? Like obviously freshman year and then like to now, and what has changed?
Freshman year, I had to like kind of find out like what the routine would be, you know what I'm saying? Because like in high school, you have a set routine, right? Like we go out as a team, do this and that. Pre-game, like, we're listening to like some old Houston rap on, the Big Tron, and Dixon. So, before the games, I'll try to listen to some of those songs and whatnot, just to get that feeling again. But now that I've, matured and grown up, it's like I really just only listen to gospel the whole day, on game days, which is kind of crazy because, most people don't do that. They're like, they want to get turned or something like that. But I don't know, it's just, it's very peaceful for me. It like calms me down, so. And then I kind of just go out on the field, and then I do a lot of imagery sessions, Imagine me like making a play, making a catch, making a block, steps.
It's like mental reps.
Yeah, a lot of, playing the game before I actually play the game, you know what I'm saying? So when that moment does come, I'm already prepared for it. I already worked it out in my mind, like, okay, I already made this play before, Yeah. So just doing stuff like that, getting catches before, the game, stuff like that. So that's kind of my routine.
All right, so playing fullback for your first few years in college and now transitioning to being a tight end earlier this offseason with a new regime change and everything, what were the similarities between being a fullback and a tight end? Because you look at players in the NFL like a Kyle Juszczyk or players like that, even for the Dallas Cowboys, Hunter Lipke, they play, kind of that dual set of playing like tight end and fullback. So how has that been?
It's been very, very good. Like, fullback, fullbacks, you only really get in certain packages, you know, short yardage, your goal line packages, and you can get in some base downs as well, but, you know, that's what a fullback role is, you know, packages. And when I got switched to tight end, I'm in there on every single down. Like, I'm getting a lot more play time, and then I'm in a lot more situations to showcase a lot more of my abilities, you know. I could be on the line, I could be, you know, in the wing set, I can go out in the routes, stuff like that. And it's just it's a lot more fun, you know. Like, say, like, you know, like Cal and then, you know, Luque. Like, they're not big guys, you know, they're about my size, you know. So having that, like, hybrid build is kind of like, it's cool for me, you know what I'm saying? It kind of, like, gives you an edge as well, because, you know, most tight ends, they're going to be like 6'4", 6'5", 250, 245, you know. 6'3", you know, 240. So having to, you know, match up with, you know, some ends and some rushes and like that, you have to play longer, you have to play harder, you know, than some of them. But I feel like that gives you an edge, and that really, like, sets yourself apart anyways, you know. So, yeah.
I feel like, and this is just a question for you, because I mean, obviously, but I think like for you it doesn't matter, but like, you know, like on different running down stuff like that too. Like what position group on the defense do you prefer? Like blocking or chipping or, you know, trying to pancake? Is it linebackers? Is it edges? Or is it when, you know, corners or safeties try to get into the box, stuff like that?
Corners try to run around you. Like the DBJ try to run around you.
Yeah.
So like they really don't want to like bang for real. I kind of find joy in like matching up with like ends and rushes, especially like on cutoff blocks and stuff like that. Like it's where it's like you're really in the trenches on some stuff. So I find a lot of joy in that.
For sure, yeah. Because the edges, I mean, especially nowadays, I mean, obviously they get credit for the pass rush and stuff like that too. But you look at a lot of these players too, like even in the NFL, which pass rushing is a strong suit. In a running game, that's where you can get a lot of those guys when you run the football at them as well too. So, but whenever you have those edges that can do both, I mean, it keeps the offense honest. But yeah, for sure, that's awesome. And then I'm gonna get to some more, you know, like nerdy football questions as well too. But this part of like right here, for example. Love to ask football players this in particular, like the technicalities of the game. And it's, of course, physical, but in order to, you know, play at a high level to execute, there has to be like a solid level of being cerebral. So in your college career, how's your process of, you know, studying your playbook, or, you know, especially this year with the regime change, and then like your process of studying film as well?
Well, it's really, okay, so with this new scheme that we have, Coach Abel talks a lot about knowing the concept, right? So we're just not just knowing like what we have to do. It's the whole like play, like what everybody's trying to get done. You know what I'm saying? And once you know the concept of a play, it makes you play faster, one, and then it makes your job, you know, a lot easier, because say I know we're running like an outside zone, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get outside, you know, hat, you know, on like a flowing backer, or say we're running inside zone, I want to get inside hat, you know what I'm saying? Just if I know those certain concepts, it makes my blocks a lot easier, but it also makes, you know, reads easier, holes open up a lot better and a lot clearer for the running backs, you know, and we just play a lot faster. And then watching film, I learned this, you know, throughout my whole career. Like Sundays, it's just fresh eyes, so you just put on a game. You're not really, you know, looking for nothing crazy like what certain positions do or anything like that. You just fresh eyes, seeing like, okay, that's what he likes to do. Like, okay, he could do that, or, you know, just getting a feel for them. Mondays kind of like your base downs. Tuesdays, I start to get into like different types of formations that we're gonna do in the game. So we got cut-ups and everything like that of different formations, and okay, what do they like to get in this formation? How do they play this formation? How do they play this, you know? Wednesdays is kind of like, you know, your short yardage, your goal line stuff, your third down stuff like that. Same with Thursday a little bit, you know, that crosses in. Friday, that's when we're at the hotel. I go over formations again, but we also have little sheets of like basically our play chart. So, you know, I'm doing imagery as well as that. I mean, in that aspect as well. Okay, if I get this look, what am I going to do on this play? You know, stuff like that. And then Saturday, I may watch like half a game and then just call it quits.
You're ready for it. Actual game. I know you wear like a wristband too as well too. So like, I know some people also don't. What is that, you know, like wearing a wristband as well, dude, just to, you know, make sure you're sharp and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, we have to wear that wristband. It's really just for, Just to get the play call in. Right. Yeah, so it's not really special.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And then I guess this is like the last, football nerdy question. But in terms of, for example, like communicating with your quarterback, whether it's meetings in game, do you use different cues to identify coverages, communications, and motions, knowing when to, specifically chip and pass protect from a pass pro standpoint?
Well, like playing with a QB like Chase, Chase is so elusive. Like he can beat you with his arm, he can beat you with his feet, but like most importantly, he can beat you with his mind as well. Like he understands it really, really well. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, bro, you're the best quarterback in this conference. Like, I believe that. And it's fun playing with him. You see, he's electric. You know what I'm saying? But like in terms of like different coverages and stuff like that, say like we're getting it too high, I know, okay, I can just keep it up the middle, right? Yeah. Or say we get like a 3 high, in a sense, and I have like some type of route. I know, okay, I could keep it like a little wide or something like that, so I don't get drilled by a safety or something like that. But he makes it. He puts the ball like where you don't get, drilled and stuff like that. So he's very smart.
Put in the perfect spot as well too. He had a position change too. Remember? I think, isn't that right?
Yeah, like what was that? His sophomore year? Yeah, sophomore year changed to a wide receiver. Then Coach Abel changed him back to QB. So
that's cool. Because that was I heard something. I was watching one of the games as well too. Like they were talking about how he was thinking about transferring. Then Coach Abel, put in the quarterback position. Is that true to that?
I don't know. I haven't really talked to him about that, but I'm glad he's here.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Okay, well, we talked about the bye week in the intro, stuff like that as well too. So right now, with it being the bye week, as Rice currently sits at 3-4, what are the goals overall for the team this season, for the rest of the year, and also individually for you as well?
We're really just taking everything like 1-0, to be honest with you. Right. Like we have to go 1-0. I feel like we were looking at the big picture too much. You get sidetracked and everything. You don't really focus on the right now. So we're really just trying to focus on the right now. We know everything will fall into place. Like we're still that same team that went 3-1 in the beginning of the season. And we had some circumstances, come up as well. But it's like we're not panicking or nothing like that because we're still that same team. So, and then as for me, this could be my last season. With it's a new ruling like coming into play a little bit about that you can get a 5th year. Like everybody gets 5 years instead of like having red shirts. Right. So that came up. That's been coming up recently. I didn't even know about it, So that's looking like that may actually pass. So if it does pass, I'll most likely stay for a 5th year. But if not, like I've been training like this is my last. I've been going, getting my all. Like, I always give my all, but like as for me, just continue to just help my team. And if you have team success, then that's when individual success comes. You know what I'm saying? Like team is always first, and like your stuff will come. Like I don't even be worried about that, So
for sure, yeah. Especially with people having those COVID years, stuff like that as well too. You having a potential 5th year, that would be very beneficial. So I mean, just never know what God's gonna do for sure. So just keep going. And during the off season, also, you and a select few college/high school athletes. I want to talk about this for a while. They train with All-Pro and future Hall of Famer wide receiver Mike Evans for the Tampa Bay Bucks. How was that experience? And then what did you learn? And from that, were you able to add from your game on the field, obviously, but also off the field, if anything?
I mean, the experience was cool. Like he's such a humble dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess that's what a lot of people think. Like they think like a lot of NFL people are not arrogant, but
They're just about themselves, essentially.
Yeah, but no, like you could tell like what he does with like kids and everything like that. He's always doing stuff for like different types of kids. Exactly, yeah. So it's like no, he's a very humble dude. And then the experience was amazing. Like his house was beautiful. Has like a turf field in the backyard. Like it was amazing for real. And then really we just worked on releases and stuff like that. And like my trainer Deshae, he helped put all that together. Okay. So that's another like big piece. Like Deshae, he's been a real like turning point in like my success as well. So, but like we would work on releases, different types of routes, how to run different types of routes, and then we also had like the speed and agility thing at the end of it. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw some of the B-roll and stuff like that from Hoop for Life as well too. And then was there like any off the field advice that he provided to us? I mean, obviously want to get y'all better on the field, but like as a professional athlete, being one of the most consistent wide receivers we've ever seen, is there anything that he offered just free game for y'all?
Well, like it was summertime, so he was like basically really just put in the work, to be honest with you, because he was like he wished that he worked out on Fridays, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever he was in college. But he started, working out on Fridays as well, like later on in his stages of college. That's what he was telling us. He was like, you see, y'all already got me beat, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already doing this right now, because it was Friday at the time.
Right.
He said, y'all just continue putting in the work and everything like that. And then he said, and another big advice was, catching the ball. He's like, all his drops in the NFL, it came when he didn't catch it with his eyes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, anytime, you get a ball thrown to you, just catch it with your eyes. That's the most important thing, so.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, also, not trying to get too ahead. I mean, I guess this kind of intertwines what you just said about the 5th year, too, but just still action overall. So, Lord willing, if you're able to play another season here, of course, too. But also wanted to ask you, too, do you want to try to explore playing at the next level as well? Yeah.
Of course, yeah. I'd love to. And then I feel like I would be like a fullback at the next level, kind of like a Kyle Juszczyk or Hunter Lupke. So.
Yeah, those are getting those hybrid tight ends / fullbacks. They're getting used a lot nowadays too, especially from a blocking standpoint. So yeah, that opportunity it'll come, Lord willing, bro. And so now you talked about Coach Nelson, Coach Abel, obviously, but also you can talk about different sports or coaches in little leagues. So what coaches have helped you implement you today into developing into the player and man that you are?
Of course, Coach Abel, of course, Coach Nelson, as well. Then, some of my position coaches back in high school, it would be like Coach Martin. Right. Coach Martin was a big piece. He was hard on me, but I love him to death. If it wasn't for Coach Martin, I wouldn't be in the position I was, And then also, Coach Wilkinson was a big part as well. And then Coach Stewart, he's my centers coach, and I could talk to Coach Stewart anytime I need. Then our strength and conditioning coach. Both of them really, so we have Coach Welch. Man, Coach Welch is amazing. He's one of the best, literally one of the best strength coaches that you can have. So that's why Dickinson is so good, all the time because of him as well. Right. And then my strength coach right now, Coach Lou. I don't know if you saw it was a Georgia Tech video of their strength coach. So that's Coach Lou. Oh wow. And we didn't even know. And we're like, whoa, that's Coach Lou. We have him here, and then the type of workouts he makes us do, it brings us together as a team. And he's so encouraging as well. And he does the workouts with us. He really does more than us, to be honest with you. He's Coach Lou is a beast for real. So, and then he gives us inspirational quotes as well. And he's just such a good genuine person. And so those are some integral persons.
Right, last football question. So what has overall football taught you? And as a result, what's been some of your favorite experiences from playing the game?
It really just taught me to be persistent, and football teaches you a lot, about life in general, you know what I'm saying? If you keep on going, you're not always going to get the result that you want, you know what I'm saying? Coach Lou talks about this actually, he's working hard, and everything like that, it just sets you up for a better chance at success, but it doesn't really, what's that called? It doesn't really what's the word? I'm having a brain for it.
Perfection, satisfied,
or it sets you up for success, but it doesn't guarantee success.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's kind of like life. You know what I'm saying? You're not always going to be successful in life. Right. You're going to fail at times, right? But if you know how to get back up when you get knocked back down, you know what I'm saying, and never quit, you're gonna be better off from it, and
Sure. So. Okay, so now we can ask about Micah Barnett, the man off the field. Who's helped you grow into the man that you are? How's your faith in Jesus helped you find purpose in becoming who He's leading you to be ultimately?
I would just say our whole family. Of course, my mom and dad, they instilled, God in me at a very young age, and really just our whole family, it takes a village to raise people. So, Aunt Roz and Uncle Carl, even, Ebony, your mom, and then, my Aunt Sherry, Keisha, all of them, it takes a village. And then, we really been blessed to, have, such an amazing family who's rooted in God. We're rich in God. So, you know what I'm saying? That makes us rich in life since we're rich in God. And I feel like having that support system, it's really helped benefit me, keep us on the same, the narrow path, you know what I'm saying? We're not out doing what, some people are doing, you know what I'm saying? As a kid, you would think like, dang, why can't I go do this? Why can't I go do that? But then when you get older, like you actually realize like, okay, they were just protecting me from this. They were protecting me from that.
You appreciate it.
You know, you appreciate it for real. You know, so that played a big part in shaping me who I am. And then like really coming into college, it strengthened my faith in God a lot. You know, you think you have, you know, you're strong, you know, and everything like that when you're in high school, when you haven't really been tested for real. When you get to college and you're on your own, man, you get tested, you know what I'm saying? And like, if I didn't have that strong foundation and that strong background in God, like, I ain't gonna lie, when I got thrown to the wolves, I wouldn't have made it out, but because of God, I made it out.
Right.
And then he also brought me through a lot, like I had to learn a lot of lessons, you know what I'm saying? But he let me go through that so I could become stronger in him. And right now, I feel like I'm like, this is the strongest my faith has ever been, you know, in Christ. So it's a good feeling. Like I just feel him, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's a blessing as well. And then also, you know, seeing like our generation, a lot more people, you know, have a relationship with Jesus as well too. I mean, that's the most important thing. Him being the firm foundation, with you being an athlete, young man as well too. That's the perfect thing. I'm proud of you for sure, always. And then, so I guess, I mean, it's kind of intertwines with that too as well. But who in your family / support system instilled your faith and helped build that foundation? I know you talked about your, you know, obviously our families of that too, but I mean, even like friends or things of that nature as well too.
Yeah, like of course, you know, my mom, dad, our family and everything like that. Then the crazy thing is, Ishmael Joseph, he was a corner here, right? He's at UTMB PT school right now though, but he's been my roommate there, you know, ever since I came into college. And it's crazy because how roommates were in the freshman dorms, it was like you got paired with offense, you know? But he was a defensive side, and on top of that, he was a corner, and I was a fullback. You know what I'm saying? We weren't supposed to be paired up together, right? But, I mean, God works in mysterious ways.
Exactly.
And then I was like, dang, like, you kind of like me, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just get each other, and then I could talk to him about God, like, through anything. Like, he could tell me what it is, you know, I could tell him what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's never like no yes man, like, energy or anything like that. Like, he's a real, like, accountability partner in Christ, and then also you as well. Like, I could talk to you about anything, you know, Christ-centered and everything like that, so that's been a big part.
For sure, yeah. Ultimately, y'all weren't supposed to, like, from a humanistic view, from God's view, though, y'all definitely supposed to be together. So that's a blessing. And all the things that He's doing as well, too. I mean, that's a testament to how God is moving as well. So now, how do you manage being a Christian athlete as well, too? Some of the commonalities that, you know, athletics and being a Christian share, and ultimately how you use football to also be, you know, a way of glorifying God.
Yeah, so I kind of have to learn this throughout, like, my playing career. And it's basically not playing for God, but you're playing with God. And I kind of struggle with that, like to wrap my head around that, to be honest with you. But then once I like finally got it, I was like, oh, I'm playing with God. Like, God is with us, like, everywhere we go, you know what I'm saying? He's out there with me on the field. Like, I could pray before him. I'm like, God, like, be with me today. Like, you know, with you, like, I could do, like, unimaginable things, you know what I'm saying? You can open up so many doors. Like, without you, I'm just average, you know what I'm saying? So, like, with God, like, I know, like, anybody that lines up, you know, in front of me, I was like, I got God on my side, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you really playing with God, and you can do, like, little popcorn prayers as well, like, in game. Like, you know, I'm a captain, so I'm in a leader standpoint right now. So, like, say things aren't going well, I can be like, God, like, give me something to say. Like, I need you. Like, I need you to help me, you know, lead right now. I don't know what to say. You know what I need to say. So, you know, just place something in my heart, you know. Same thing when things are going good, you know what I'm saying? Like, place something in my heart to say, you know, or how do I encourage these guys, you know? How do I encourage myself? So it's just really learn how to play with him. That I feel like that, you know, glorifies him in itself.
So also I want to talk about this as well too. So you're also a partner with Underdog Athletics. How's that collaboration, you know, been, especially being a Christian athlete in this age of social media as well, and NIL too?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like, I got a cool little, like, pullover from it and everything like that. I got a promotional code, stuff like that. But like the whole, like, Underdog thing, I feel like that was, like, just speaking to me, you know. So I came on as a walk-on and stuff like that. Right. Plus, you know, pair that with Christian athletes. So like, it was like a cool little deal.
For sure, I thought that was really cool as well. So Now we want to talk about some other things. Obviously, we talk about football, your faith, and things of that nature as well. I also know you love fishing as well too, so you can talk about that if you want to. But yeah, share some of your favorite interests outside of football. Some of the things you love to do, hobbies, etc. Favorite food. Some of your nutrition goes-tos also as an athlete.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I do love fishing. Me and the Titans went on a charter. I want to say before fall camp. We caught some good stuff in Galveston. They loved it, you know what I'm saying? And it was joyful for me too. Like I was sharing a part of me with them, you know. So it was cool. And I also went on a charter for my birthday as well.
Right.
We caught some good stuff. So like that's just my, I don't know, that's just my piece, you know what I'm saying? I could go out there with my best friend Kenan. We could just go out there. We don't even have to catch anything. We just go out there, sit down there, talk, or we could just be in silence, you know. That's like really like, you know, my peaceful time, just to like really get away if I want to get away. Then like nutrition stuff, we had Miss Christina, she's our nutritionist now, she's a beast. And then also Roberta Anding, she's a beast as well, but she's not our nutritionist anymore. But I basically cut out all fried foods and stuff like that. Just because, you know, it's really not good for you, to be honest with you. And if I were to like eat a fried food right now, like I would just feel so like bland, you know what I'm saying? Like once you like really cut out stuff that's not good for you and you like start, yeah, you feel the difference, you know. And then I want to say during winter workouts, literally all they had us eating was chicken or rice. And we're like, bro, come on. But like in the end, it turned out to be like, you know. It was like, oh, okay, like I see. Yeah, but like, I don't eat chicken and rice every day though. Like I can't do that. Like you can get like a cooler like Alfredo pasta.
Oh, for sure.
You go to Chipotle. You know that's chicken and rice in itself, but like you know you can dress it up how you want. Yeah, like you know you cook a steak or whatnot. It's just really just balancing out. Like you know you have your protein, then you have your vegetable and your carb. Like it's very simple. It's just. You gotta be disciplined, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then candy and stuff like that, you can't really eat all that for real. Like Roberta, she said, you know, you can have like ice cream, like say like on Sunday night, because like that Sunday night it's not gonna do nothing if you eat clean throughout the whole week, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's about you can have like a cheat meal, not a cheat day. Yeah. So
it's different, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
it's different, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's good. You're just having a balance. Yeah, a lot of people underrate that in terms of how much that benefits you as an athlete too. Talk about for professional athletes as well. I mean, as they get older too, you have to really key into that nutrition so you can play at the highest level. So that's awesome. Okay, so now this is a reflective question as well too. So what would you say to 11-year-old Micah 10 years ago in 2015 if you had the opportunity?
I would say you're doing really well right now, dog. Like. You didn't think you would be in this position right now. Like you had no idea what you have accomplished so far. You had no idea what yet you have to accomplish and what yet God has in store for you as well. I would just be like, I ain't gonna lie, just keep on going, keep on being you. And I don't know, just keep on being a light to the world. Yeah, so. For
sure, that's awesome. And then, so I want to ask this question. I don't know if you watched the Pivot podcast before, but they asked like, what's your biggest pivot? So for this, I want to ask like, what's been your biggest shift in your life overall?
Biggest shift? I would say probably last year. Last year, whenever we did find out that Coach Bloom got fired, it was a time where it was like we didn't really know what to do. Like Coach Bloom, like I love Coach Bloom. You know what I'm saying? He's a good coach. So we're like, dang, like he got fired, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, usually, because in my position I'm a fullback, so not a lot of people really play with fullbacks in college for real. So I'm like, dang, like I may have to transfer out if they don't use, you know, or whatnot. So really, like whenever Coach Abel got hired, like that was like the biggest shift. I was like, dang, God, like you really on my side, you know what I'm saying? Like you have a purpose for me, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the biggest shit.
All right, that's a blessing. And then last we'll talk about just your message to the world and kids who are Christians that not only want to be collegiate athletes, but also professionally.
I would just say don't take anything for granted. Like always know like what your why is, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be times when you don't feel like going to work out or get an extra workout. It's going to be times where you don't feel like eating right. You're gonna be tempted with, say, like a cookie or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be times where you don't feel like practicing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're human. But it's like, once you figure out like why you're doing it and like what your purpose is for you to do whatever you want to do, like that just takes you over the edge. That makes you, you know, get that extra, you know, that second breath, you know what I'm saying? And then I always say, you always have to outwork every single body. Like, I didn't get here because of my talent, for real. I got here because I had to outwork people, you know, so that would be my biggest advice.
Well, thank you, Micah, so much for joining this interview. Just praying a lot for a great, blessed season for you to have the rest of this year, and then, if Lord willing, another season next year as well, too. Just keep God at the center and know that He has great things for you, family.
Appreciate you, dog.
Yes, sir. For sure.